This video is an intro to systems of linear equations. So I would take a moment to just pause this video and copy down everything. And then once you've copied down everything, hit play, and I'm going to kind of explain what's going on here. But we're going to review 3 ways to solve systems of linear equations, which is graphing, substitution, and elimination. Some people call elimination the addition method. If you don't call it that, you don't need to write the addition method down, but I will be using elimination, and I think most of you have heard it as elimination, but just in case anybody has heard addition, those two mean the same thing. In future lessons, we're going to end up learning 2 other ways to solve systems of linear equations. So when we're talking about systems of linear equations, what we're talking about is we have 2 separate lines, and we're going to, if you visualize it, you graph those lines and 3 different outcomes can happen. The most frequent outcome is that when you graph these 2 lines, they're going to cross or intersect at one point. When they intersect, you have one solution, and that solution is that ordered pair x comma y on where those 2 lines are intersecting. This is the most frequent thing that happens. These other 2 are kind of your special cases. So what we could have is 2 parallel lines, and we know that parallel lines have the exact same slope, so they are never going to intersect, they're never going to touch, and so we will have no solution when we have parallel lines. The other thing that can happen, and I tried to demonstrate it, but it didn't really work, is that you can have 2 lines that are essentially the exact same thing. So I did one line in blue, and then I tried to go over it in red. But basically you have one line on, and then you have another line right there on top of it, the exact same line. And so when that happens, you have infinitely many points, because everywhere those are touching, you have a point. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots on here, but you even have dots in between the dots. So we have infinitely many. And so these are the 3 outcomes that can happen. One solution, when it's one solution, you always write that as an ordered pair, so x comma y. You can have parallel lines, which has no solution, and you can have the same 2 lines on top of each other, which means you have infinitely many solutions.